Welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into fear, but maybe not in the way you'd expect.
Right. We're looking at the source Zen Therapy Koans by Gian Blonstein, which has this pretty radical idea.
Yeah, the core concept is, well, instead of us being afraid of fear, what if fear is actually afraid of us?
Exactly. It flips the whole dynamic we're used to. We usually feel like fear's victim, sort of.
So how does that work? The book talks about stillness.
Well, Blonstein suggests that when we stop reacting, when we become still, fear encounters our presence, our awareness.
And that's scary for fear.
Apparently so. It's like fear walks into a room expecting chaos, maybe, and finds only quiet observation. It suddenly feels seen.
There's this quote, if you take a moment to stop running, you might feel something unusual. Fear is afraid of you. That really stops you in your tracks.
It does, because our instinct is fight or flight, isn't it? That constant reaction actually feeds the fear.
So stillness is like holding up a mirror.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Fear sees itself reflected, and maybe it doesn't like what it sees or just isn't used to being observed so calmly.
The book asks, you believe you're afraid, but what if fear is the one being seen? It shifts who has the power, almost.
Or at least who the subject is. We're so focused on our fear, our feeling of being controlled.
Right. And then it asks, but who is watching that? Who sees the control?
Is that really you watching? Or is it just another layer, maybe fear projecting an image of a watcher? It gets kind of meta.
Like watching a movie of yourself being scared. Are you the character or the audience or both?
Exactly. And this applies to other things too, like self-pity. The book describes it as something that pities you, like it's separate.
Implying these emotions want recognition, but maybe not our interpretation of them,
Yes, just to be seen clearly, without us adding stories or resistance.
which brings up resistance.
Yeah.
Watch your resistance, it says. Watch how you say, I don't want this, and you may realize that it doesn't want you either.
That's fascinating. Like these things we fight addiction, control, certain feeling, they're transient anyway.
They move like the weather. You can't really stop a storm by yelling at it.
So the first step isn't fighting harder, it's acceptance.
Seems like it. Admitting you don't have control in that moment. The book says to begin that shift, you first admit you don't.
Which can feel counterintuitive, but maybe it's about letting go of the struggle against what's happening.
Yeah, observing it instead, like with
Right.
addiction, which is often used to numb things.
Right, to avoid feeling something difficult.
And the advice is just to allow it. Let that be felt. Let it ache. Let it exist in the space of your compassionate attention.
No judgment, just letting it be there. Compassionate attention, that's key.
And then there's the idea that sometimes emotions might not even want to feel you.
Like there's a natural ebb and flow, you don't have to cling to them or force them away. Let them go. Don't force it, just notice.
Just notice. That seems to be the core practice.
It leads to this deeper observation. First, you observe yourself, your reactions.
Then you observe the observer.
And eventually, the separation dissolves. No split, no subject, no object, no watcher, no watched.
Just awareness itself. There is only the one watching itself through countless masks of fear.
It points towards this fundamental unity, the struggle keeps the separation alive.
But when you stop, the moment you stop trying to fix or fight, the whole structure begins to fall apart.
Not in destruction, but in a quiet, sacred reunion. It's not about defeating fear, but integrating it.
Which leads to the final thought. Even fear is part of the light. Even fear seeks home.
Yeah. It reframes fear completely, not as an enemy, but as, well, as part of the whole experience, also looking for peace, maybe.
So the key takeaway is this potential shift in perspective.
Yeah.
From being scared of fear to seeing fear itself as maybe a bit vulnerable.
Or at least as something you can meet with stillness rather than automatic resistance.
So here's something for you to consider. Next time you feel that familiar pulse of fear, what if you just paused?
Just for a second, get still. And entertain the possibility, just for a moment, that this fear isn't trying to control you, but maybe it's just asking to be seen. Acknowledge.
This is a radically different way to approach it.
Definitely something to explore.
Thanks for exploring that with us today. Give that idea some thought as you go about your week.